Let's talk about life insurance. For most of us, it's just this thing we pay for, right? It's a safety net, a necessary expense. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? In this explainer, we're going to tear up those old blueprints and show you how a life insurance policy can actually be one of the most powerful financial assets you will ever own. So let me just ask you something. When you think about your most valuable assets, what pops into your head? Your house, probably. Maybe your 401k or some other investments. But what if I told you that a simple piece of paper, a contract, could hold the same kind of power, the same potential as a physical property like a house? And this right here is the core idea that changes absolutely everything. Just like a house, a life insurance policy is a piece of property. Think about that for a second. It's not just a bill you pay every month, it's an asset that you own. So let's build this financial house together piece by piece. Okay, so let's start construction right from the ground up. Thinking of life insurance as property, well, that's our foundation. It's the solid bedrock of a truly secure financial plan, and it's what everything else is going to be safely built on. Every house needs strong walls and a solid roof, right? Something to shield it from the storms. This is the part of life insurance that we're all pretty familiar with, providing that immediate shelter and security exactly when it's needed the most. These protective walls, they do a lot of heavy lifting. The policy can cover final expenses, so that huge burden doesn't just fall on your family. It can provide a steady income for survivors, so they can maintain their way of life. It can even fund a college education. Or, get this, pay off the mortgage entirely, guaranteeing your family keeps their home. That's the core of its protective power. But a house is way more than just shelter. It's for living in. So this is where we start furnishing the interior rooms. See, unlike basic term insurance, which is really just pure protection, certain types of policies, like whole life or universal life, also build up cash value over time. And these are the features you can actually use while you're alive. People often call them living benefits. And this cash value is incredibly versatile. I mean, you can tap into it to supplement your retirement income, create a financial cushion for a sudden emergency, or just have that liquidity on hand when you need it. You could think of each benefit as a different room in your financial house, built for a specific purpose in your life right now. All right, so finally, every property owner has to think about what happens to that asset in the future. Who gets the deed? How does it get passed on? Well, this financial property we've been building is a really powerful tool for shaping your legacy and making sure your wealth gets transferred efficiently. Now, this is where it gets really strategic. The death benefit from the policy can be used to pay estate taxes and other settlement costs, which protects the rest of your assets from having to be sold off in a hurry. It's a fantastic way to conserve the value of your estate for your heirs. And on top of that, it's an amazing vehicle for making a significant planned contribution to a charity or a cause that you really care about, leaving a truly lasting impact. But there's one feature of this property that sets it apart from every other asset you could possibly own. It has this unique power that acts like the keystone, the stone at the top of an arch that holds the entire structure together. And that power? It's the ability to create what's known as an instant estate. And this is arguably the most significant advantage of life insurance. It's something no other asset, not real estate, not stocks, not bonds, can do in quite the same way. So, what on earth is an immediate estate? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's the power to create a large sum of money, the full death benefit that becomes available almost immediately when the insured person dies. It doesn't have to be built up over a lifetime. Boom, it's created in an instant. The process itself is just powerful in its simplicity. You make a plan by buying a policy. Then, if the unexpected happens, that plan instantly transforms into a substantial estate for your beneficiaries. Just think about that. A few premium payments can turn into a fund that might have taken you decades to save up otherwise. It provides real certainty in a really uncertain time. Now, there is one crucial detail to remember. Because this policy is treated like real property, its value can be included in your estate when you die, and yeah, it might be subject to estate taxes. This just shows you how seriously the financial world views this as an asset, and it really highlights why proper planning around it is so important. So as we wrap things up here, it all comes back to this one question. If you think of your financial plan as a house that you're building for yourself and your loved ones, what are you using for your foundation? By viewing life insurance not as just a cost, but as a core piece of property, you unlock a whole new blueprint for building security, wealth, and a legacy that lasts.